Because I see that some of your concerns are biting, aggression, shoulder rushing, and then you want to teach boomerang flights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
What flight training have you done currently?
He'll fly from a perch to me.
There you go.
Free. Finally.
I know.
That's new stuff. Can you say hello?
No, baby fever over there.
Come on. Hello.
Hey, Capri, try moving over by Ed. I think he was a little distracted.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I got my other stuff in here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, poor baby, you gotta wait on that one. You know. Can you go back? Perch? Huh? Good boy. Yeah, it's a good boy.
Maybe if we swap over.
She'll never know.
You wanna come here now? Hmm? Come here. Rocco. No?
Hey Jamie, can you film her for this?
Rocco. Rocco. Come on. Good boy. Yeah, it's a good boy. Yeah. You want to perch? Hmm? Go back to, oh, you know what's that up there. You want to perch? Hmm? Perch? Good boy.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool. I see several things that we can already work on and clean up,
Okay.
but overall, I'm happy with what I see. There's
Okay, good.
so right now, I want you to know what I'm going to tell you is to get you more of a perfection in your flight training that will
Okay.
make you more successful long term versus any sort of criticism. And so part of this is going to be, we want to continue to build his anticipation. So if we leave him out, we're going to lose some of that.
Oh, got it.
So we'll put him away in between sessions.
So you just like rock.
Yeah.
I know, sweetie. There you go. There you go. It's okay. Okay, let go. Rocco. Here you go. Look at Mama's got a treat.
I want to stay now.
I think she left all the new people.
Might need to go over that too.
Yeah.
You know what?
He'd probably go in for you, Dave.
Will he go to me at all, do you know?
Oh, yeah, he'll go.
Yeah, I would just show her how to hang him up.
Yeah.
I can't watch the struggle.
On the table too, if you want.
This way.
Give me that foot.
Like, who are you?
No, you fit that way.
Give me the foot.
You're so testy.
Because bird people, we have really good reactions. Reaction time. The reflexes, maybe. Oh, she just went for it.
Too many hands on that one.
Does he seem to prefer women?
We call that hanging up the bird.
Oh, you just, wow.
So a lot of it is your intention, and you had it the first time, but the problem that you did is when he was hanging on to the side, you then trying to get him to let go, you put your hand up higher, and the highest point is the most comfortable point. So that actually discouraged him from letting go and like being on the cage. So if you would have gone
okay.
lower and been like, hey, now I'm at the lowest point, this is at the highest point, and then taken your hand out, he would have naturally hung on to this and been like, yeah, I'm comfortable. So yeah, we call it hanging up the bird. We just go in, they hook their beaks on the side, you go down and out, and
Down
it's
and
done.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a fine line.
We'll try it next time.
We always talk about permission-based training, and obviously what you just saw was not permission-based. There's a fine line between forcing the bird into doing something and also, this isn't quite the right phrase, I'm going to say it anyway, but almost setting the boundary of what's acceptable and what isn't. If you know that, like, hey, this bird has to go in the cage, there's a certain amount of tools that you'll put into play to get the bird into the cage. And once that becomes repetition, it becomes kind of conditioned, and they know that every time they go in, there's going to be a treat, or so there's a fine line between permission-based versus like forcing, because if everything's always 100% permission, if you haven't set up everything correctly from the very beginning, then you end up with a scenario where the bird will overrule your desires, right? So like going in a cage was kind of a perfect example of that.
Okay.
So 3 things that I saw right away, and I would say kind of the bookend of the beginning and the finishing part of the interaction all kind of come back to, first and foremost, understand that every single interaction is a training session. Every single part of it, whether you like it or not, the bird is either learning to do better behavior or learning to do worse behavior. We're either growing or we're dying, right? We're moving forward or we're moving backwards. Every single time you're doing something is a training session. So if you want ROCKO to step up, be set up for success and just have a treat. Don't forget, step up is a trick. You're in a really lucky, kind of fortunate position with him being so young. He's got this natural desire to step up because he wants to be near you. But as he ages, that'll start to taper off, and so you'll need to give him a reason, right? Think of treats as $100 bills. If you got to stay at home and collect $100 bills all day long, why would you go to work? If you really loved your job, you might still do it. But if you get the same money for doing nothing at home, you'd probably stay home, right, and not go to work. So we want to pay him for everything that we want to see him do more of. We want to see him step up, give him a $100 bill. We want to see him do a flight, here's a $100 bill. That flight was amazing, here's $200, here's a bonus, right? Think of treats as $100 bills, and if every interaction is a training session, we need to figure out when the best time is to pay for those sessions. So step up is a trick, and so just when you pick them up, offer a treat. You don't have to every time, but for now, like let's say for the next 30 days, every time he steps up, offer a treat. The next 30 days, maybe every other time he gets a treat. And you can kind of phase it where if you're struggling to get him up, you just remind him that, oh, you can get a treat. Like as soon as you saw his body language when I showed a treat, he was like, oh yeah. And he was like, oh wait. Right? And so if you're struggling through that in the future, based on the reaction I saw here, he'd step right up if he knew that he was going to get a treat. Okay. So just remember that step up is a trick, and we can formally train it. Most people don't. Most people just skip over that because the bird steps up, and we want the bird to want to step up. So if there's a dog in front of me and I'm training it to sit, more than likely I would go, sit, right? And I'm maybe leaning forward a little bit. I probably have a treat in my hand because that is what helps posture a dog to look up, and in the process of looking up and you invading its space, it naturally sits down because of just physics, science. So the cue for sit becomes sit, right? But what's happening is the dog is learning that this, and maybe the vocal, is the cue. And if you want to challenge that, turn your back to the dog and tell it to sit, and you're going to turn around and he's still standing up. It's because our physical
body language
cues, our body language, is also telling the dog what to do, and it's the same in the bird world. So what we often make the mistake of is we'll give a verbal cue and wonder why the bird didn't do it. And then it's not until the hand goes up that the bird sees the visual cue that it does it. So we could see this a lot in flight training where you're calling the bird, and then you put your hand up and the bird comes. We had a great video that we slowed down and we paused, and it was in Pittsburgh, I think?
Yeah.
With Kate
Yep.
and her Galah. And she's like, he just flies to me for no reason. And she puts her hands here and the bird flew to her. I'm like, you just cued him. She's like, what? And so we paused in slow mode, and this is a really good video to go back to. But what happened was she was accidentally cueing with a hand where she wanted to believe that the cue was a vocal cue. It was just like telling the dog to sit like this. If you turn your back and say sit, the dog's not going to do it. She was experiencing that same problem. So with that as a groundwork, what I see with 99.9% of people trying to train flight is we think the cue is ROCKO, right? So I heard you say ROCKO probably maybe 3 or 4 times, but what I was more tuned into is that you had your hand out for about 20 seconds.
20 seconds before?
Just in general, while
During.
you were continuing to call.
Okay.
So if we go back to the dog reference, you were accidentally cueing for 20 seconds, therefore diminishing the importance and the clarity of that cue. So it would be like the flip side of that would be Rocco, 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 right? It sounds ridiculous when you put that perspective.
Right?
But that's what the bird sees. This is a bigger cue for the bird than the verbal cue, which is also why we don't teach, like, we don't ever like say step up, because this is a very obvious cue for the bird to step up. Plus, I don't want my birds telling me to step up. So the solution then is to pair your verbal cue with the hand cue.
So like Rocco,
Yes,
and that's it.
and that's it. So if we look at this, it's funny. I don't usually do a lot of flight stuff, but like this has been the weekend of flight
I know.
stuff.
It's your,
It's my
it's
jam
your
for
weekend.
like one-on-one students. So anyway, I'm passionate about flight. So what I would do is find whatever location or whatever distance the bird is most likely to recall from. So it could be 6 feet, it could be 20 feet. And that was one of the things that I was asking you guys, how far does he fly, 20 to 30 feet? And immediately you went for a really long flight in the room. Where what I'd like to see in the future is setting yourself up for success with what distance is he most likely to succeed. So when you go to a new area, you almost have to rebuild the phases of flight in that new environment. Not always, but more often than not. And even with us, we might go someplace and the bird's kind of overwhelmed by everything, and we just have to put it into training mode by doing a couple of short flights, and then we'll go for long flights.
Okay.
So if you're wondering why you had to cue for 20 seconds,
Or
and it's
closer.
and it's probably not exactly, if it's not the same as what it is at home, we need to change something.
And not necessarily go closer, start closer. Because I don't want you to ask for something hard and then make it easy. I would rather you ask for something easy to make sure he's receptive and tuned into you, and then progress to hard.
Yep, so you would just start at like maybe 6 feet, or you may even start with like a quick target, or even better is a step up, click, and then put him back down for the treat. And while he's eating the treat, he gets your position, and now he's like, oh, we're in training mode. I heard the clicker, I got a treat, I did something I know is a trick. What do you want me to do next? My food motivation's right, my diet's right, my sleep was right. Now what do you want? And that's with that foundation in place, which you're this close to, like you're almost perfect with it, then you can just get a short, simple flight, and from there you can start to extend some of those flights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And I saw that you kind of felt that intuitively, because then you moved to a different part of the room because he had achieved momentum and success. And these are me micromanaging the little details, right? Like overall, I think what I see looks pretty good. I want to make it look excellent. And so with the clicker timing, I want everybody to think of the clicker as taking a picture of the exact moment you want to see over and over and over again. If I was taking a picture at a baseball game and I use your clicker timing, and the batter swings and finishes the swing, and there's the picture. Did he hit the ball? Was it a home run, or did he strike out? I don't know, because the click was just a little late. So what I want is to have you think, if it was a baseball game, you're taking a picture right when the baseball hits, the bat hits the baseball. That's the moment we want to see. So in flight, that moment is the instant the feet touch your hand, right? So we trained a Budgie to target, and she went over, and by the time, like they're just so fast, I started the click when she touched the stick, and by the time the sound actually happened, she'd put her foot on the stick. And so now we had a Budgie that would come over and like karate chop the stick. And she couldn't target it. Yeah, it was cool. It just
Totally
wasn't
intentional.
Yeah. You really do get what you click, so especially as you get really a lot more repetitions in, you want to make sure that it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
So you can see how that habit right there would benefit from being cleaned up with a
Yeah.
formal training session for step up.
This is the balancing act.
Right there. Perfect.
Right there? Okay. Too late.
She's like, I don't want to let go.
So your questioning of it was correct. I would not have clicked there because you didn't call him.
Okay, because he does that a lot where he'll...
But you did click, so you do own.
Oh, I do always do this. Did you get it?
Yep, you got it. Oh, you cute
Right
little
there.
muffin.
Rocco.
Nice.
Oh, he's like, I don't want to go back in.
I know, he's like,
Okay.
too soon.
All right. There you go. Oh, lower. Okay.
Woohoo!
There.
Boy.
Let's set ourselves up for success. What I'd like to do is I'd like to see you do 5 flights, and I want you to get all 5 flights. I want to be perfect. Okay, so think of what you need to do to get those 5 perfect flights. What I'm guessing it isn't is setting them down and going all the way across the room initially. I think what you'll probably want to see is setting them down and then gauging the distance. You're looking at the body language, and then, oh, he looks like he's interested here. And that'll be how you gauge that right distance. Because you've seen the posture where it's like, not interested, engaged, right? We're gonna look for that moment right before they fly, and that's how we're gonna know what distance we wanna have you at for the most likelihood for success. So again, I'll be clicking for you.
Okay.
It's important that if you hear me click, you'll be giving a treat. And to set ourselves up for success here, make sure that we start the habit of step up as a trick.
Okay.
So I'll be clicking when he steps up.
Here you go. Good.
See how he almost went on top of the cage?
Yes.
It's because he's had a history of doing what he wants because the step up wasn't formally trained. Yeah,
He looks ready.
that looks good.
Rocco.
Perfect.
Okay.
Could you see the body language shift
Yeah.
where you knew he was going to come if you called him? Yep.
Rocco. I'm forgetting my.
That's okay. That's why I'm clicking for you. 'Cause since he was eating, we took advantage of being able to increase our distance a little bit
Okay.
because he wasn't so laser focused on you. Once he finishes eating, here you go.
Rocco.
This one we're going to allow a failure, meaning you can go where you were. He's
Okay.
going to fly to you, no treat, just reset him. Because he's, just reset him, so we didn't call him, nope, no treat.
Reset or reset.
Like, go put him back on the perch.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so then go ahead and go back to your same spot. We'll give him a success here. So get ready to call
Yeah, he
him.
does do that a lot.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to call him. Okay. I'm
Yep.
ready. Rocco.
Perfect.
Perfect. And we'll end on the 5th rep here. And this one, try to get as much distance as you can.
Okay. So start backing up now.
Yep.
Mhm. And try to call him before he leaves.
Okay. Rocco.
Ooh,
Good boy.
he's ready to
Always
go.
that.
Yeah,
Good boy.
that was excellent. So could you see when his body language
Yes.
told you he was ready to fly?
Yep.
And right now, this is one of the phases. He's going to fly whether you call him or not, and that's a natural phase that you encounter in flight training. There are steps in the future that you can cover to make him wait, but right now it's about, kind of like I was saying with the Pioneers, it's about building confidence, and the skills will follow. Part of building that confidence is that your cues are always crystal clear, your timing is perfect, everything is just clear. Then we can get into having him wait and put a little bit more specificity on cue.
It's cute, huh?
Okay, do you have your clicker?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll get this click. So go ahead to whatever distance you think.
Okay.
Watch your timing. Okay, so reset him, no click, no treat. You didn't call him.
Okay.
And now go there quickly this time. I'm going to try to help because he's really antsy. All right, so get ready to call him when you think he's ready.
Rocco. And still even waiting.
Yep.
Good boy.
Okay, so you'll be clicking on this next one.
Here you go.
So get to your spot.
Rocco.
Perfect. And you made the correction of how you caught him. So that was a good example of your question earlier. What if he lands here? I clicked because I didn't see it coming, but she made the correction. You saw her. So hang on, don't go too far. I'm glad you're here.
Oh, okay.
You don't want another flight just yet.
Oh,
But she made that correction, so that wasn't an issue again.
Makes sense. He wants to wait.
I'm like, let's do this. He's just leaving it up there. Keep the treats coming.
Want to shake?
Good boy.
So notice your clicker timing there.
Was after the
You
trick
clicked
was
after
already
the
done.
trick was over.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So let's look at the wave. Give the wave a cue, but I'll do the click for you.
Okay. Wave.
So I'm clicking at the highest point.
Good boy. Okay. So now do the shake, or and then.
Yeah, can you put your foot down? Wave's over.
He will if she cues the other one, but he's just really into it.
You want me to keep doing this?
just keep the treats coming. It's fine. I'll hold it.
You just lay the treats out. And you do wave and then you do shake every time, don't you?
Pretty much. Yeah, I'd say about 90%.
This trick's
now
over,
this
this trick's Yeah, so you can do, so this time watch your clicker timing and go ahead and do the shake.
Okay. Shake.
Yep.
Is that a little too slow?
Perfect. So don't be overwhelmed. We always have a list a mile long of all the things we want to fix with our birds, including ourselves. So think of the top 3 things you want to work on and just focus on that. And that can be just really intentional. When you set out to do any interaction, remember it's a training session. And just like we did here, if you are going to do flight, do 5 perfect repetitions and set up everything for success for those 5 perfect repetitions. And you can start with something simple like a step up on purpose as a trick. You can end with something simple like the wave or the shake, but everything has to be done with clarity and intention. And that will help you avoid accidentally reinforcing bad behavior of shoulder rushing, or from accidentally punishing if Rocco gets bored and goes over and chews on things.
Big thanks to Snake Discovery and their friends for hosting our master classes. These are some of their friends. It tickles!